What is up, and welcome into the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I am your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-hosts. He's a Chicago Public League legend. He's a Simeon legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He was all swag. He is Brandon Williams, aka Coach Smoke. I said he is all swag. Man, he's not there anymore. And we've also got our NFL expert, um, all around
Angry
NFL
analysts.
football
Angry
guru.
analysts.
He's a great analyst. You can find him everywhere in the podcast universe. It's crazy. I saw you on today. Give me the hot sauce. He is none other than Glenn Morgan, our GM. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing? We're just 48 hours after a very interesting Monday night football game between the Bears and Vikings.
Yeah. You know, it's rare that I get upset, but when I do, I think it's justified.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna be real quick with this initially. Bad loss. Bad loss on national TV once
Hmm.
again. Um, Unnecessary bad loss, which makes it such a bad loss.
Once
And
again, don't
once
forget the once again.
once
Yeah.
again, once again, and the amount of excuses for uh, the helmsman of the offense, I think, are misplaced at this point. I think accountability needs to be the first order and the second order. I think excuses they're not warranted in this case, and we'll get into that later. But those are my initial thoughts.
Yeah. I just wanna build off that right there. I, I think I think we have turned from year one, the quote unquote Justin Fields mob trying to pin everything on Caleb Williams, to now the Caleb Williams supporters trying to overly make excuses so that it doesn't appear to be the same story as before. The guy was bad yesterday. I mean, 2 days ago. He was
Yeah.
bad. I don't care. He started 10 for 10. He started 6 for 6. The first drive was the only good thing that happened. Because after that 10th pass he completed, everyone want to complain about why do you go for it on 4 for 3? Man, DJ Moore was wide the fuck open, man. He
Yeah,
was
missed
wide
it.
open.
Middle
He
field.
missed
He
it.
was wide open.
Middle field.
So we're gonna blame the coach for a play to give the quarterback the what he needed in that moment. The quarterback saw it and missed it.
Hmm.
Badly.
Like,
What even
come
close?
on, man. Come on. Like, I have never seen so quickly such a heralded first year coach get trashed so badly by fans, by media.
Let's
I mean,
be
he
real.
had
He
his he
didn't.
had his
He didn't
faults.
have a good game
He had his faults,
himself.
but
They should have
to
won that game.
but to pin
They
it
should.
all on him,
They should have. But
Despite
there.
some of the
But.
things he made, they
And
should
I'm
have
not even
won that
talking. I'm not
game.
even talking about the game that he called. That aside from that, there were game management issues that he took responsibility for. I got to give him that because
Mhm.
the last guy that was here
Wouldn't.
would have said everything was fine. I did everything correctly. It just didn't work out. Ben Johnson took accountability for things that were, his responsibility.
Pre-snap reads, basically, is what you're talking about.
yeah,
A lot of those penalties you're talking about.
Not even all of that. I mean that was going to happen. False starts. I'm sorry, that's on the players.
that's on the players. Pass
That's
interference is on
that's
the players.
that's on the players. You had a rough pass interference call on Tyreek Stevenson that I didn't necessarily agree with. You had the holding penalty on
Which
Darnell
was
Wright
not.
that I didn't agree with. But the false starts is on. That's on the player. All right.
What the hell is he supposed to do about that?
Right. Right.
I mean,
Not me. I,
Discipline.
I'm talking about time management, uh, timeouts, and that was a part of the pre-snap thing that they had to. They were coming out of the huddle late. I don't know what was going on with that. That could have been communication issues. We don't know, but that's I'm gonna put that on the head coach. And then special teams, not knowing about your kicker. Um, you know, at the end of the game, you need to know that he can't boom it out of the end zone. You know, and you have to know that, hey, touchbacks at the 35 now. So if you kick it out of bounds, you're only getting penalized another 5 yards there to the 40. Field position didn't even matter at that point at the end of the game. We're talking about before Minnesota's final possession.
Right.
So you have to know that. And so I put that on the head coach.
Yeah.
Um, now outside of that, you talk about how the offense not being able to execute. I put that on players, for the most part,
A
and
combo.
you gotta point some attention to the quarterback.
I mean, last time we recorded, I was asked what is my expectations of Ben Johnson, right? I didn't speak on none of the time management and all those things. I spoke on we will see, we should see whether it's personnel or scheme. We saw that it's personnel, in my opinion. And like I said, we should finally see that the quarterback is either the guy or the guy holding us back. I said I wanted to see Ben Johnson giving him open receivers
You
and
did.
him hitting open receivers. God damn it, I saw Ben Johnson's part. I did not see the quarterback's part.
There were a few times where there were some guys open that
It
Caleb
it
didn't see.
it got so bad in the second half. One of them drives, and these were like check downs that he was just throwing all over the
Mhm.
place. I'm like, whoa, what has happened? Like this is even I could occasional downfield throw that you overthrow, but he threw one little quick out route that he threw to the sideline. Like it was bad. It was bad, man. And I I'm not confident in this guy. Not right now. Got a lot to prove. Everyone is saying be patient. It's a new offense. It's a new coach. Man, this is the number one overall pick
Thank,
that
thank
shouldn't
you.
have been going to the team he went to. We got the number one pick by trade.
Right.
Like, like all last year, everyone was saying, well, Washington, they did this, and that. Man, I don't give a damn what they did. They were a 4-win team
Hmm.
that went to the NFC Championship.
New
Like,
organization. Owner down.
man, like, how long do we have to? We have to be so patient with a generational talent.
Stop cursing at me.
Like, we have to be so patient with that. Like, come on, man. No, man, I'm not. I ain't feeling it. And I just feel like now everyone is in that mode where okay, let's not be in this position where everyone that was against Caleb seems right. So now they want to make every excuse in the book. Oh, he played a great first half. No, he didn't. He did not.
They had a good first
He
drive.
had a good
He
first
had a
drive.
good
Yeah,
first drive.
yeah.
That was it. That was it. He had one good drive. I'm sitting there watching that game like, man, the defense is doing the best they can. I'm asking the question: is it the defense or is it JJ McCarthy that just looks bad? Which one is it? I'm like, because they're keeping us in this game. Like they keep. I'm like, but the offense is anything. Oh, pick six. Okay, maybe that's enough separation. Offense still not doing nothing, and then boom, he clicks. And then on like clockwork, we go down 10 and Caleb do.
Empty calories.
Drive us down the field on top of overthrowing DJ Moore for sure touchdown. only to come back the next goddamn pass and damn near kill him.
Yeah.
That was a hard hit, man.
Like, but we score. And I wasn't shocked at all because it happens all the time with him. When we get down and it just looked like, okay, it's officially over, he does something to make things interesting in the end. To keep the people on the outside thinking he gonna be okay. Troy Aikman said it all in that first, all for them 10 completions in a row. Yeah, he's taking a dump off, but there's
He missed.
opportunities downfield that
Hmm.
Right.
he's just not taking.
Yeah.
And that was my issue with him last year. He didn't take chances.
Is
Like
that is that something? Because at USC he did throw the ball down the field. Is that something that
yeah,
may
but they
have
were
been?
wide open.
It's different in college. You know that.
But hear me out though. If you guys remember, Eberflus was big in ball control. Don't turn the ball over. You know, don't take chances. Is that something that needs to maybe be coached out of him? Got to get all the flus out of him.
Did he take chances in college? Really? Did he truly take chances?
Well, if by taking chances,
Mm,
you mean did he throw down the
he did
field
throw down the
more? Yes,
field.
he was more vertically
Yeah.
oriented in college, but again,
But was
it's
it from the
easier in
pocket?
college. No, it more times than not.
It
The bigger
wasn't really from
plays,
the pocket.
the bigger plays were not. The splash plays were not. I mean, he
We're
did throw from the
improvising.
pocket. He did improvise a lot. I'm y'all don't want me to get started, man, because
I want you to.
Please,
this
let's
this
go.
might be the next 25 minutes before I
I
shut up.
want you to.
Okay, let me
Cause
say the good stuff early on. Is Caleb talented? Yes. Is he generational? Hell no. And I never thought he was generational. I never thought he was generational. I said the good stuff and already going in on the kid. I say he wasn't generational because generational to me is something that I haven't seen before. Something that I haven't seen. Generational football wise, talking maybe 10, 15 years. A true generation is 20 years. Generational, he hasn't done anything I haven't seen. He didn't do anything in college that I didn't see Donovan McNabb do at Syracuse. I thought Donovan actually ran the ball better. He didn't do anything in college that, as far as successfully, that I didn't see Tommy Frazier do as a dual threat quarterback. Tommy Frazier dominated at Nebraska, back-to-back national champion. Tommy's not the passer.
I
I'm
was
not
gonna
saying he's the
say he
passer.
didn't throw like
No, he's
he
not the passer, but I said in terms of success in leadership
success. Yeah, I
in
give
winning
you. I
games.
give you
I'm,
that.
I'm just saying it's like and Tommy
He
Frazier
won. He won a
still.
ton of games in Nebraska.
Yes, he won back-to-back national championship, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah,
And I'm not saying he was the greatest passer, but he was a dual threat. He still had to, he could still complete passes when he needed to, and
yeah.
against good competition. Okay, and the Big 12 was actually more competitive back then, and he beat the shit out of Florida. I can't remember who else they beat in the national championship. So he's
I think
beaten good.
Miami. They beat
Was it
Miami,
Miami?
right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Miami and Florida. I mean,
yeah.
back then when Miami and Florida were getting all the talent because all the talent was in that state for the most part. He didn't do anything that I didn't see Michael Vick do. Michael Vick was maybe closer to being generational. Michael Vick took
Hmm.
Virginia Tech, dragging, screaming and dragging into the national championship game against Florida State, and was in that game most of the game, and had chances where if it goes this way or that way, maybe his legacy is a little bit bigger for what he did at Virginia Tech. They're never going to get back to the national championship game. Okay, it's just not my lifetime at least. Okay, and I'm going way back. I'll go more currently. Lamar Jackson. He ain't do nothing that Lamar didn't do. Lamar had a much more prolific passing and total scrimmage yards than Caleb. I mean, Lamar won the Heisman Trophy the year Deshaun Watson and Clemson goes to the national championship for the first time. He wins the Heisman Trophy, and Alabama wins the national championship. He's winning in that kind of environment. And then the following year, I'm talking Lamar Jackson. The following year, his receivers left, so he had younger, less experienced receivers, and he passed for more yards than he did the year when he won the Heisman Trophy. Nobody remembers that. Out of Bobby Petrino's offense down there in Louisville, which is a pro style offense. He was generational. He was doing some stuff that Caleb couldn't do. I mean, he's making people look stupid. And he was passing the ball. People just, they remember the dazzle, razzle, dazzle with the running. I cannot remember a meaningful game outside of rescuing Oklahoma in the Red River
That was
rivalry.
it.
That's
That's
the
it.
only meaningful
That's
game I
it.
think he's ever won.
That is it.
Now, I know he was beat up and not healthy when they played for the Pac-12 championship game, but that was the second time they played Utah. They lost to him both times that year. And then he lost to him the following year. And then the Notre Dame game, which was a big national TV game, was probably his worst collegiate game. We had three picks on national TV and went to the sidelines because, he fucking broke down or whatever. I can't recall a meaningful game that he won. The problems, i.e., holding on to the ball too long in college, he's still doing. The overthrows are more apparent here at the NFL level because the competition level is much greater. Leading your team to win significant games still seems to be an issue. Now, his ball security has gotten better than it was in college, but there's a lot that he's still done in college that he's still doing now. I don't want to hear he's on his fourth coordinator. I'm trying to figure out who the fourth coordinator is because if you're talking college and then was it Josh Whedon or what was what's the guy's name? The offense coordinator the Bears had that they fired midway through the season. Josh
Shane
Whedon's the
Waldron.
director. Shane
Shane
Waldron.
Waldron.
Yeah, I was joking with Josh Whedon. He was the director in their movies. But anyway, Shane Waldron. So that to me is his first offensive or first professional coordinator. I'm not counting college, but okay. So Josh or uh what's his name again? I'm sorry, I got Josh Whedon in my head today. Shane
Shane
Waldron.
Shane
Waldron.
Waldron.
Shane Waldron. So you got Shane Waldron. The brother that took over,
Chris Beatty.
they didn't change anything when he took over. How you called the game might have changed, but it's the same terminology. You didn't have to relearn a whole new offense. Stop with that. And so this year, yeah, this is a new offense. So this is the good part. Yes, you're right. Those of you out there saying he's learning a new offense, he may have a lot going on in his head that he has to slow things down. I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that's true. And if I'm being objective, I don't believe that his quote unquote happy feet that some detractors are saying he has, I don't see it as much as happy feet as I think he's just impatient. I think he just wants everything to happen. He is going at like a million miles an hour. He needs to slow it down for himself. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think the game is happening too fast for him. I think he's happening too fast for the game. And you saw it, you brought it up where, Troy Aikman's like he's missing stuff. Like if you waited a beat, that one time he's scrambling through the pass to Dunze, if he waited a beat, somebody else was open. And before that, there was one where the Dunze, I think, was on a skinny post or whatever, and he checked down. But if he waited a beat, Odunze was going to be right there, and Odunze had the leverage to the inside. But he's rushing stuff. He's like this, and so I'm taking check down. I didn't run like I did last year. I'm gonna run. I'm move out the pocket. I'm gonna go. And so the first drive was a solid drive, but there was stuff that, as you mentioned, Troy Aikman found there was problems in that drive. I think Caleb is moving too fast. He has to slow himself down a bit. That's the good stuff. That's all I can say. That's the
That
good
that
stuff.
that was good.
That was the good stuff.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
Now,
completely. That's how I saw it. That's
now
exactly how I saw it.
the BS that I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear all these other things about why he didn't have success because he's a first round pick. Going into last year, he's inarguably in the Super Bowl era, he's the only everyone pretty much agreed. They can't recall any other number one pick going to a team with as much skill talent as he had available to him going into last year. He is going to the quote unquote best situation we've ever seen a number one pick go to being drafted in the NFL. And he won as many games as Justin Fields literally won because Justin missed a couple of games. They had 7 wins Justin's last year there, but 2 of those wins came because
Agent.
Bajan was
Beige.
quarterback. And now it's not if Bajan's win those games, I'm pretty sure Justin was going to win those games too. But I'll just say, for shits and giggles, they both had 5 wins. But Caleb had way more talent
Mm-hmm.
and arguably a better defense going into it because they were top 10 defense when the
Well,
season began going into it. I'm just saying, inarguably. And the defense wasn't horrible. I mean, it fell off because of injuries, but still, the defense wasn't losing games as much as the coaching staff and decisions. But there are games where Caleb, you play better, you're going to win those games. But whatever. That's last year. A lot went wrong. So you give him grace, you give a pass. Okay. So what do they do? They go out and give him a better offensive line and draft him more offensive talent and fortify the defense even more so. Give him the best head coach available out there. And what has he done? He's lost to Jaden Daniels, drafted after him, who didn't have the same scenario going into it. If by all measures, there should have been a horrible season for Washington. It should have been like maybe 6-11 if you're lucky. You had a new owner, a new GM, new president, new head coach, new coaching staff. Like 20 plus free agents came in. That wasn't a mishmash if I've ever seen one. And you go to the NFC Championship game. The Bears, you lose it. Was that Caleb's fault that they lost to Washington last year? No,
No,
not his fault. But damn, we know who won the game. Jaden Daniels with a bruised rib or whatever heaves the ball to win the game. Okay, not your fault. Shit happens. Okay, I get it. The next week you lose to Drake May at home. Stop. New England only won 4 games last year, and you're one of those 4. And you lost at home to Drake May. Drake May, drafted after you. You come into this season, the Vikings you playing, that quarterback ain't played in 609 days since he started a meaningful game, almost 2 years since he's played. And it looked like it in the first 3 quarters. It looked like it, like, yeah, dude, you look like you ain't played in 2 years. You got a double-digit lead. He throws a pick six that went 74 yards. That's basically 3 quarters of the field. That means they were in score. They were about to score, and then he threw a pick that went the other direction. If that's not deflating, I don't know what can be. And somehow, this guy who hasn't played an NFL game picks himself up off the floor, and with the addition of good coaching and play calling and all that, still scores 21 points, 2 touchdowns that he passes, and he runs for a score that puts him ahead. No, you can't
let's
lose
give
to that guy. You can't lose to that guy.
let's give some credit to the Vikings offensive line there.
I'm not saying that. You can't. You you can't.
It's
You may not. Caleb may not be the reason why they lost that game, but we know that JJ is the reason why the Minnesota Vikings won that game. You can't say that he wasn't instrumental in the win of that game. You can't. Because if he doesn't pick himself up, and no matter what the line does, no matter what the coaches do, if he doesn't complete the passes, if he doesn't make the decisions, if he doesn't say, F it, I
No,
made a mistake, let's go, you can very easily,
I
they could have wrote that game off.
I saw it as Minnesota's offensive line took over. They started to run the football, and that took momentum.
but can one say
He had to like to
that
play
the
still,
lack of
is.
but can one say that the lack of production from our offense in that second half contributed to
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm
Minnesota's?
not saying.
I mean,
I'm
because
just
like
saying. Give some. It wasn't all JJ. Give some credit to
okay,
that offensive
that
line.
that's I
No,
mean,
I'm not buying that because
but it's the
no,
quarterback. The quarterback still got to do what he got to do. I mean, we know how this go. The,
dude,
the quarterback still gonna get. He did his job. I
he
mean,
he could have lost his teammates in that game potentially. Everybody
Mhm.
knows. You talk about making excuses. There, I'm sure after 3 quarters, everyone's like, "Well, it's his first game. It's Monday night. It's rough. He hasn't played in almost 2 years. There's a
back home.
whole yeah back home, all the distraction. It's a whole list of reasons that would have been reasonable to understand why he didn't perform and chalk it up with a learning thing. He's a really all that. He's damn that. You know what? Let's do this. And he's got that team now. Just like Jaden Daniels did something last year to galvanize
I,
his
I,
teammates.
I was.
JJ did it. You can't let this guy come into your home and do to you what you should be doing to him. And you fade off into the background and you progressively get worse as the game goes on and this dude takes over. If competitive, you should be like, man, hell no. We ain't losing this game. I'm not losing to this guy. So you've lost to 3 guys already from your draft class who have picked after you. One guy didn't even play last year. He comes in, and 2 of those games have been at home. And the last game you had the lead, a double-digit lead. No, I don't want to hear excuses because you're missing open players that can extend a drive. You're missing open players that can lead to a score or a scoring drive. You miss an open play. You're making a mistake where you're trying to throw the ball, and now it becomes after the 10-yard penalty. Now you get an intentional grounding, loss of down, and the yard. So now your field goal kicker, who's has a compromised leg after 50, has to make a field goal that he probably could have made a lot closer if you don't compound the mistakes. And then you continually are inconsistent with your passing. No, it can't. I can't blame the head coach when the pass is there to be made. The guy schemed open and you miss him badly, and then you miss him again, and then when you finally hit him, he's getting crunched. No, no, you got 16. You got 17. It's your 18th professional game played. No, this is the guy who didn't pass in college. He was Mr. Hand the ball off. He made the plays when it mattered. That's what the Michigan fans say. He made the plays when it mattered. He beat Alabama. They went on to beat Washington. Yeah, okay, man. They dominated. I mean, that Washington team was, I mean, that Michigan team was stacked. And yeah, he made some key plays, but they didn't ask him to do more. They didn't ask him to do a lot. You can't lose to that guy.
Not in his first start, man.
Not his first start.
Not in his first start.
You've passed twice as many passes in college than this guy did, and you got a whole year ahead NFL start. And you at home with a better play call, a better situation. And people say, well, Caleb still needs more help. What? Really? How much more help do you need? God damn. Complete the motherfucking pass, man. Are you kidding me? You're the number one pick. You're supposed to be the guy. Be the guy. Everyone else is being the guy on you. Be the guy. Bo Nix goes to the playoffs last year. He was the last quarterback taken in the first round, 12th overall. He goes to Denver. Nobody expected Denver to do anything. Bo Nix takes a team to the playoffs in a division where 3 teams go to the playoffs. So you're in a good division. It wasn't like he was in an easy division and Broncos were the only team or the Chiefs fell off. No, 3 teams went to the division. You're one of them. Michael Penix, okay, hasn't played enough. Arrow's pointing up. So the only 2 people you haven't lost to is Michael Penix and the Broncos. Dude, really? Really? No excuses, man. And then you got to step up and be like, I can't play like that anymore. Because you in danger. And here's the thing. As much as I'm railing on Caleb right now, who I'm ultimately pissed with is the GD general manager. Ryan Poles, you cleared away money. What did you do with it? Did you go out and get an edge rusher to help it? Because Booker ain't going to be back until, October sometime. And that's your backup. He's not even your starter. So what are you doing? And look, Adiembo played really good. He did a good job. But what'd you clear money for? Because you went into the game with one healthy running back and one running back that was healthy-ish. You couldn't run the ball. Your offensive line that you got, did you overcorrect and get guys that are better at pass protection than run blocking? Because the line you had the last 2 years was better at run blocking than pass protection. Now it looks like they're a little bit better at pass protection, but they can't get no push.
They got zero push.
They got zero push.
And actually, you replaced the entire interior of that line. The outside guys actually looked all right for the most part in the game Monday night.
So those guys were getting manhandled. I'm not saying Minnesota's a tough defensive front. I get that. But guess what? The Giants are a tough defensive front. Green Bay is going to be a problem. You got to play the Vikings again. Detroit's got a pretty decent interior or defensive line with a premier edge rusher. You got to play Dallas.
And the guy Kenny Clark looked very good.
Right. And Kenny Clark, who was a problem with Green Bay, now is in Dallas.
Right.
You got to play the whole AFC East. AFC North. The Cleveland Browns are going to be a problem if you can't block the Minnesota Vikings. Another premier pass rusher, TJ Watt with Pittsburgh, Myles Garrett with Cleveland, and then the guy from Cincinnati. What's his name? Hendrickson. Don't let Cincinnati push you around, but you cleared out money to do what? Philadelphia won the GD Super Bowl last year, right? The Super Bowl reigning champions. They've already made 2 moves. They won their game against Dallas and said, ooh, we need some more help. You won the Super Bowl. You won your game against your rival, and you come away going, yeah, we won that game, but, we need some help. Let's go out and get Zadarius Smith. And we need another running back. Oh, we got Saquon Barkley. You got the best worst running back in football, man, ran for 2,000 yards, and they went out and got another running back. Because we need depth. You get a thumper. Saquon is a thoroughbred with some thump, but you don't want him being a thumper all the time because you want him to be there at the end of the year when he can do what he does. So get somebody that can take the pounding on the inside. Tank Bigsby. Running backs don't cost anything in the NFL. That's the cheapest position out there, skill position out there. And you cleared the money to do what? You had no running backs going into that game. And you're not sure what you got next week, to be quite honest with you. You're running DJ Moore up in the middle. The fuck are you doing? He's a wide receiver. He's your number one wide receiver. Stop handing the ball off like he's a running back in between the tackles. At least get him out on the perimeter. What are you doing? Stop that. You got Luther Burden. Throw him in there if you want to, mess up somebody's career. I mean, you shouldn't, but I'm just saying he's got a running back body. Don't put DJ in that situation unnecessarily so. Or I don't know, go get a running back. There's a whole bunch of them sitting out there waiting by the phone. You cleared the money away the money to do what? To do what? And head coach, your running game's not working. Unfortunately, you're going to have to pass more. Your quarterback holds on to the ball too long still. Did we see enough running back wide screen passes maybe? Did we see that? Is that something like we just can't do that like everybody else does? Can we stop doing the universal playbook? Wide receiver screen to the side. Wide receiver screen to the other side. I mean, can you do a middle screen wide receiver screen? I mean, come on, stop. That was a team loss. But my whole point with Caleb, I don't want to hear it because you should be doing better. You got to make those throws. You can't be inconsistent with routine throws. You can't be. You shouldn't be. And your deep ball accuracy is inconsistent at best as well. It's more missed than hit at times. It begs the question. I'm going to end here. It begs the question, and Smoke said it. Is he the guy? The fact that we have to ask that question is problematic because I tell you who's not asking that question. New England's not asking that question. For damn sure, Washington's not asking that question. For damn sure, Denver's not asking that question. Atlanta's like, we think we got the guy. He seems pretty good so far.
And that's the thing. That's
what
it come down to, man.
And guess what? Question answered off the first game. That's too early. Things can go wrong with JJ. But you know what? I didn't think intangibles necessarily always translated physically or empirically on the field because it's an intangible. It's hard to see. I remember when the Bears drafted Cade McNown, and they said, he's got moxie. He's got a lot of moxie. Yeah, Cade McNown out of UCLA. Moxie? He's barely 6 foot. He's got a pop gun arm. I saw that. Why did you draft Dante Culpepper? He's 6'4", I'll give you some moxie, 6'4", 235, 240 with a cannon arm, who at that time has set the collegiate NFL record with the most highest percentage completion at 70%. He set the record at that time. You're not taking that guy? You go give me the guy that's 3-4 inches shorter with a pop gun arm playing in the West.
McNown had better deep ball accuracy than this guy.
Well, yeah, because he was throwing to J.J. Stokes. He just threw it up in the air, and J.J. caught it, kind of like Johnny Manziel was.
Well, no, I was thinking about with the Bears. Remember, Marcus Robinson had 1,500 yards.
Yeah, he's throwing it up in the air. Let the tall guy get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, stop. So I said moxie. I'm like, I'm not really believing it. JJ, intangibles. They were real, man. That leadership comes in many forms, and he showed grit. He showed fight. He showed all the things that are going to get the respect from his teammates going forward, and confidence. You can't tell me he had there's not confident. Oh yeah, I mean that kid was still like, man, he was still trying. He was ready to play another 2-3 quarters. So no, I don't want to hear it because I don't feel the same way about our quarterback right now. I got too many damn questions still. When are they going to be answered? I don't know when. And that's me going in knowing it's going to take some time. I understand that. But that game You can't have that kind of game, man. It's one thing if Minnesota was beating you the whole time, or it's back and forth. You had the lead at
The,
home. Sorry, I don't want to hear
no,
it.
that's cool. The issue I'm having with this is just I mean, it's nothing that we haven't said since we started this thing about being patient with your quarterback. Give it time to work, give it time to develop. Unfortunately, we were in a situation where we were in a perfect situation to continue to develop the quarterback we had and build and put ourselves in position to build out our roster. Something crazy, right? We forfeited that. We forfeited that by putting all our chips in one basket with getting Caleb Williams. We forfeited that by doing that. Okay. And then was sold that we're going to be better by simply making that one move. We were sold that we were going to be better. And here we are at his 18th start being told, let's be patient with the number one overall pick. When two other quarterbacks that were drafted behind him,
Three other quarterbacks,
I, I ain't gonna
but
need
two
because
last year.
I'm speaking
Yeah,
two
right. Jaden and Bo
made the
Nix.
playoffs in their rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
Like how do like yeah, he could very well potentially end up being okay. But at the point that he becomes okay, Jaden Daniels becomes an all-time great. At the point that he becomes great, Bo Nixon is great.
Got in his own
Because they're going
system.
to continue to get better, right? Like, so it's starting to look like we got the worst quarterback.
That's impossible. We, the first, we could pick from any one of those six. There's no way that we got the worst one.
And
There's no
I
way
mean,
you
we
got a
cursed.
you got better than 60% chance of getting the
We're
right one.
cursed. But something I want to touch on that S brought up when he brought up the offensive line for JJ. Why don't our guys galvanize together for our quarterback?
And they were missing one of their better offensive linemen too. By the way, Darisaw did not play.
Why don't we see that type of galvanization from our guys for our quarterback?
You did. You saw it. The year that the
No,
Bears
no, 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 no.
led
I'm
the league
talking.
in
Yeah,
rushing
I'm talking about Monday night. Why
That's
can't
a
he
good.
galvanize the troops?
because he sulks. He sulks. If I don't know how selfish, I don't know how to apply that, and that's objective sometimes, especially when you're looking from the outside. But what I can say is based on the things that I have seen, so I'm not speculating. It's there. He sulks, and a lot of quarterbacks get frustrated. You know, some quarterbacks yell. Some guys, you know, they'll throw the helmet. They'll get upset. They'll get pissed. Um, some guys are passive aggressive to some degree. I mean, Aaron Rodgers might be that way a bit at times. At least you may come across that way, but it's different because he's Aaron Rodgers. You don't have that cachet yet. He sulks. We saw him sulk in college, and now we saw it at times last year. And what happens is he gets down on himself, and then he isolates. So it's hard to bring your teammates in. He's not meaning to be, he's not purposefully trying to be disrespectful to his teammates or dismissive to them. It's part of his nature. His birthday's in November. He's a Scorpio. My birthday's in November. I'm a Scorpio.
What does that mean?
I get it.
All right, because you don't try to exclude
Scorpios,
us.
they Scorpios take stuff to earn it. It's everything happens internally with them. They internalize a lot of stuff. That's the Scorpio's nature. It just is. They internalize a lot. It's a water sign, deep waters, all that stuff. They internalize. He internalizes on the field, and it makes relationships difficult in a situation where you have to be communicative in a situation
Okay,
where
but
football
That's
is the thing like that. I'm just saying it's part of his
Okay,
nature.
but
So
that's
but
he has to
but
understand that. He has to not do that.
but
But I'm just
what
saying
is he
part of the
doing?
problem is
What is he doing off the field to build that with these guys, with this team?
I think
Because
he
I for me, I don't see the same
camaraderie
camaraderie that I saw from a losing team with Justin Fields.
because
I
Justin
I
doesn't
never
choke.
I never left a game feeling like these guys don't ride for their quarterback, no matter how the
you feel
game
that
went.
way right now with this team?
Yes, yes.
I I I I kind of
I
agree
we
with
haven't seen
your
the same
statement.
DJ Moore since Justin Fields left.
We haven't.
We have not.
We
We
haven't.
haven't seen the same guy.
And Cole Komet's on a milk carton. Cole Komet is on a milk carton.
Well, the tight end position as a whole.
Just trying to find out where Cole Komet is. Have you seen Cole? Have you seen Cole Komet? Has anybody seen Cole?
Like it looks
Um,
like they're forcing themselves to like him.
I,
And that's
here's the
just my
thing, man. It's
observation.
no, I think you're 100% right because everybody doesn't have time to understand your inner depths. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got time for that. And I think what happens is I think Caleb, I think he's a good dude. I think he's inclusive when everything is good. You know, when things in practice, things are good, you're doing this, that. He gets down on himself. And when he gets down on himself and then he internalizes, inadvertently, what he ends up doing is isolating himself from everybody else. If guys be like, what's dude's deal? Like, what the fuck, you know? And you're not bringing it, and no one's gonna try. You got grown men. Ain't nobody trying to be your friend just to be your friend. You know, if you, it's cool, dude. If you ain't got no words for me, cool. All right, whatever, my guy. And then when you're on the sidelines and it's a game, and you don't go and talk to the offensive lineman, you walk past them, and you go and you sit down on the end of the bench. Meanwhile, get someone like JJ, different personality,
Is
and
that fair to
he's
say? We don't know that.
that happens a lot. That happens a lot. I'm not saying this happens every time. I don't know that happens every time, but that happens.
I
You
just
see
speak
him
on what it looked
isolate.
like.
You see him isolate. There's very little that you see him engaging with the linemen
Well, I'm
at
saying though,
times.
I
You
you
know, if they
rarely
if
see shots of the Bears sideline of what's going on the Bears sideline.
do we rarely
I don't think we don't see that.
look, man. We've been watching football for a long time, all of us. And invariably, there are times when stuff isn't good, and you see the quarterback go and they're talking to the lineman and doing a whole bunch of stuff, and you can tell there's engagement there. Caleb did in
Something seems
college.
off.
He would isolate. He'll
And I'm not
sit
saying
on
it's
this
not.
side
I'm
over
not.
here.
I don't. I'm just saying I don't know that.
I, I don't. I'm not saying he's doing that to be a jerk. I'm not saying he's doing that to be mean spirited. I'm not saying he's blaming anybody else. I'm sure more times than not, he's blaming himself. He's beating himself up. He's internalizing everything. I get that. Okay, but in the process, you end up inadvertently excluding yourself and isolating yourself from your teammates. So how are you going to galvanize somebody if you over there and they over here? JJ, what did they say that JJ did at halftime? He stopped, turned around, everybody was coming through the tunnel. I'm not saying you have to be JJ. I'm just saying I'm giving an example of, hey, he was definitely like, I got it. I know it's on me. I know it's on me. You know, people know that you checked in. I don't know that you're not checked out because you're not saying shit. You're sitting over there. I don't know because you're not communicating. I don't know. Like, what's up with dude? I don't know, man. He over there. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with him. You're Jalen Johnson. You said, okay, restructure my deal. For what? What are you taking money out of his pocket for? What you gonna do with it? And like I said, it's not all Caleb. It really isn't. I'm on polls. The head coach has got to be a better head coach than that offensive coordinator out there willy nilly. You got to make. He was going to learn. Okay, I'm gonna give him grace because, like B said, he was still doing things in his job. I mean, guys were schemed open. You know, they were in position to win this game, and I'm definitely not coming at Dennis Allen because, like, dude, the only reason why the game didn't get away sooner was because your defense was all over
Man,
the
the
kid for three
defense
quarters.
with no T.J. Edwards, with no Jalen Johnson, with no Kyler Gordon, basically your entire secondary was replacements.
Did Grady Jarrett play?
Yeah,
Grady,
he played.
he was
He
out
played.
there,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, for what they did, I got to give them got to give Dennis Allen a lot of credit.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like I said in that second half. What do you expect when
3 and out. 3 and out.
you
3 and out.
got
3 and out.
you in 6 drives, 6 straight punts, and to think like you said, GM, they went on. That was a potential scoring drive when we got the pick six. So you get a pick six, so that's a decent drive for Minnesota. You get a pick six, you're right back on defense.
Hmm.
Right.
You're right
Right.
back on defense.
Right. Right.
So like people like, man, the
After a long,
defense got
after a
gave up
significant
all
drive.
this. Like the offense did nothing to help them. Nothing. It's complimentary football.
Mm-hmm.
No one, and I try to refrain from this, going back to these type of things, but no one that year, Justin versus Detroit, took us down, got through a pick six, got us the lead back. Defense gave up the touchdown, left them about a minute left, and we didn't score. No one blamed the defense. No one.
Which they should have.
It
I
was
did.
the
We
quarterback
did.
that got the
We
blame.
did. We blame the defense.
It's the quarterback that got the blame. I just feel like now everyone is trying to overdo it and don't want to be too critical on the quarterback because that was the way it was done in the past. No, keep it consistent. So what if you're a fan? I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. There, I said it. But God damn it, if he played good, I'm gonna jump on board. It's that simple. I'm a Bears fan. So I want the guy to succeed, but I don't believe in the hype. The hype doesn't match, doesn't match. And then you really start to sit back and think and you start to listen to more people that are more objective to this and respectable people that has played the game and they speak on these things and start to talk about things that kind of get lost when it come to this stuff. Listen to Akeem Talib the other day, and he's completely not. He's like Shady McCoy with Caleb Williams to
With
Justin
Justin.
Fields
That's the
type thing.
fear. Yeah, yeah.
But he's logical with it. And his mind frame is all Caleb has ever showed him was he has great escapability. He said, but he's never shown what you need most from your quarterback, and that's winnability. He like, you got to think about it. This dude's never won at no level. He like, dog, he couldn't win state in DC in high school. Like this dude has never won. He won a Heisman with 5 losses. He's not a winner. And that's something that was highlighted Monday. We saw the difference between a guy that's used to winning and a guy that's used to losing.
Stats.
That's really what we saw. JJ McCarthy has been winning his whole life. And the other
Where's
guy
better than
has
him?
been getting rewarded for losing his whole life. He's still getting rewarded for losing because no one is holding him accountable. No one is putting the pressure on him to succeed, to win. Everybody talking about he threw for 30 plus thousand yard 30 I mean 3+ thousand yards last year. He had a really good rookie season. And we won 5
Ridiculous.
games.
Won 5 games. Yeah, and he was there for all 17.
We won 5 games.
And he was there for all 17. Say it again. Because he was there for all 17.
Where are the wins?
5 games.
Where are the wins?
Bad coaching.
Like,
Defense let him down.
It was bad coaching. Come on.
where are the
Yeah,
wins?
on some of those. But again, sometimes you know what, man? Here's the funny thing is, as great as some of these coaches are, if they're really being honest, a lot of times players bail these motherfuckers out of some bad play calls. They do. They
Players
bail them
matter.
out. Players matter for sure.
Players matter,
You
man.
you take Andy Reid, a guy who doesn't, he can be honest now because he's going to the Hall of Fame. He's got his his hardware. There's a lot of times Mahomes has bailed them out. A lot of
Oh, for
times Aaron
sure.
Rodgers has bailed out. What I'm saying is sometimes you have to overcome your coaching, and sometimes your coaching, it all works hand in hand, no doubt. I'll say this: who feels better right now if they're the first week loss, the New York Jets or the Chicago Bears?
The
Jets.
Jets.
Yes,
And it's crazy to
yes,
say
they do.
that,
The
honestly,
Jets put 32 points up on the board,
because because
and
Aaron Glenn though is a defensive coach and
yeah,
gave up 34. So,
yeah.
Yeah, but you lose
but
to
but
Aaron, a
yeah,
motivated Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers
yeah. But
with a
oh,
Pittsburgh Steelers
I'm,
in a close
I'm
game,
glad
and you miss a
I'm
field
glad you
goal.
I'm glad you brought that up though. That goddamn kick returner got cut today.
Yeah, for fumbling. Yeah.
that's that's setting the standard. That's setting a standard. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, unless you're that
The
guy
coach
and his
in
family.
Coach Smoke.
I like stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
You lost us that game. Everything was rolling how we wanted it to roll until you fumbled the ball. So yeah, man.
Well,
Ah,
hey, we go to Detroit this week,
must
and
win.
I hate the fact
Both
that
teams.
y'all are making me the Caleb Williams apologist here. I really
Well,
really hate that.
we all play our roles.
But
Somebody gotta.
Somebody
Okay,
got.
we can't
you
all
get
be
a
at.
dub. You get you get a dub in Detroit this week. This Minnesota thing
Really? You think?
is going to be forgotten about.
Here's the thing, man. I had to think about it. I'm like, the Bears are a talented team. I mean, there's a lot of good talent on this team. As much as I'm on polls, there are some good talent. I'm on him because he should have more exceptional
It's
talent on this team, and he's
and
been in
Yeah,
position to do
it's
that
still
and
some
hasn't
key
done it.
holes. It's
there's
still
still
some key
holes.
Well, not
Yeah,
only
holes.
that, there's key holes. There's good talent, but there's no great player on this team. Jalen Johnson might be the closest to the Bears having a great player on their team. There's no great player. And Jalen Johnson, if he is that guy, that wasn't somebody drafted. And DJ Moore is a very good receiver, but he's not a top 10 receiver. It's close, probably top 15 ish. But statistically, he hasn't been top 10. Like you said, he ain't been the same since he hasn't had the same kind of stats or significance and impact as a receiver on the team, primary receiver on the team, since Fields left. Fields got him that contract. Cole Kmet has been lost since Fields been gone. But there's no great player on this team. There's a lot of potential for players to be great, but that hasn't surfaced yet. Montez Sweat is
no,
a very good player. He's not a great player. Grady, 4, 5,
was
6, 7, 8 years ago,
yeah
yeah,
was
but
one.
still very good. You
Yeah,
know, nobody in the offensive line is great. I mean, the left guard may go to the Hall of Fame, but based off of what he's
I think
done before he
Tooney's a
got
Hall of
here,
Famer.
and again, he's got some Super Bowls on. I say he's on the periphery. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think if the end of his career matches what he had success wise with Kansas City, because I think he's got a Super Bowl with New England, right,
He
and a
does. Yeah,
couple with the Chiefs.
yeah. He's got three. I think he may
So
have
if
four.
he 3 total, I think.
Three
or
is
four. I
three.
know he's at least three
Yeah,
Super Bowls.
yeah.
At least three. Three maybe four. If you say 2026, 2027, however long his contract is, if there's a Super Bowl win and or appearance and a couple of Pro Bowls involved, I think you can arguably say he could be a Hall of Famer. Like, but again, not somebody you developed or drafted, somebody you inherited after it was obvious he was a really good player. Just like, oh, duh, he's a good player. Oh, yeah, okay, thanks, Mr. Obvious. So who Luther Burden potential, Colson potential.
Gotta get on the ball.
Yeah.
They're no great players. And Green Bay, a lot of Jordan Love, right on the cusp of being a great player. Oh, let's go get Michael Parsons. Oh, we got a great player now. It makes a difference
And they look
because
great.
that great player makes everybody else who's good better. Makes everybody who's better extremely good.
That Green Bay team,
Force multiplier as they say these days.
that Green Bay team for then it was only 1 week. They look great on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
Right.
scary
Since a
team.
competitive
Was
team.
I think that was a perfect storm.
You look at the Lions. They got several
And it
great
wasn't
players. Look at
and
Amon,
it wasn't even Micah.
Amon St.
That's
Brown.
why I say it was a perfect storm. They was amped up. They was
I know
revved up.
they were flying around that ball, and
Yeah,
the offense did what they had to do.
they was revved up. I don't. This is
You
a
can have a
little
feeling.
bit of me being a hater.
Okay,
I don't see it
Okay.
being that way moving forward.
okay, we'll
And
see.
it's wild to me because they play Washington tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
They
they got
got
the
the
Thursday
Thursday
night
night
game.
game, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
They play Washington tomorrow, and like they put the stats up of both teams, and I'm like, I didn't necessarily see Washington game, but I was kind of tracking it, and I'm like, man, they don't,
Mm.
they're in control, but it just didn't feel like they were like dominating their
no,
game.
The Giants had some shots, man.
But then like Green Bay, I watched that whole game, and they definitely dominated that
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And then you look at the yardage for both teams. It was like Green Bay total yards offensively was like 266, and Washington's total yardage offensively was like 480. So I'm like, those games didn't even like what? I'm like, man, I was kind of keeping track of Washington game. It didn't seem like they were doing that.
But
And I
I
was
was talking
watching
more.
Green Bay game. I thought they had like 700 yards offensively. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
man,
did seem that way.
I'm
But
like, man, what?
I was talking more of that defense in
The
Green
defense
Bay.
definitely
Yeah.
was that was definitely noticeable. I want to see if they at home tomorrow or are they in Washington?
That's a good question. They are
Washington, I think. No, I think
they
it's
are
Green
in
Bay.
Green Bay.
They in Green Bay.
In
I'm
Green Bay tomorrow.
interested to see if the energy level is still there. Um,
I think it will be.
so we'll see.
Green,
We'll see.
Green
We'll
Bay
see.
feels like they got a good shot to go to the Super Bowl because that one guy is if Love stays healthy, if the first round pick can be explosive when they need him to be, and they have great. I mean, Josh Jacobs is a great player. As far as running backs go, he's a top three, top four running back.
Now, what I will say,
They've got a really good offensive line.
so that shit stood out like a month, like in that game. That O line, I felt like Jordan Love had years back there to throw that ball. I'm like, golly, get some pressure on this guy. Good lord,
But just think
that
about what I'm
stood
saying, man.
out.
Think about all the top teams. How many great players with an S they have on their team. Think about this squad. You got a lot of very good players, maybe some potentially great players, but nobody you can definitively say has been playing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like they're that impactful.
We are,
It just isn't.
we are to me, and like I was telling somebody, I think I could see how Ben Johnson looked at the Bears roster and fell for it. I think we are bootleg version. We are a bootleg version of what Detroit has.
Right. Of what they
We
were.
are a bootleg version.
Yes, which is sad to say.
Only part that we're missing is a Montgomery type back. That's
Oh,
what
and the
we're
Gibbs
missing.
back too. We don't have a Gibbs
Well,
back
no,
either.
Gibbs is far better than Swift, but they're the same type of talent.
Well, you
They
see
are
Managa as a
as,
bruiser, but we're
but
talking
I mean,
talent level.
never heard
I
of
mean,
them, so can't I don't count
yeah, but I'm saying, but you say same type of back. I'm saying he does the same thing. He's a thumper.
them. Yeah,
He's an all around player
Yeah, but then
who
we
why
didn't
didn't we
is
give
use
him a
them.
solid and
carry?
everything.
Why
Pass
didn't we
We
give
didn't
him a
even use
carry?
them. We didn't even use them. That's why I'm like, he don't. He
well, here's a reason why you didn't use him. But that offensive line wasn't getting no push, man. He just been running his head up against the wall. I think Johnson realized it's like, man, we can't run the ball. We're not. I can't count. Not that we can't run it. I can't count on it getting me more than a yard and a half or 2 yards. And now I'm in a long situation. And that's where you start doing what San Francisco does, the long handoff. You throw it out to your backs in a flat kind of thing. That kind of stuff. But again, I don't want to get off track. But yeah, man, just teams in the NFL that are really good, and see how many great players they have on their team. Players with an S.
Yeah.
We ain't there yet.
I can see that.
Hey,
See that.
let's end it there, fellas. Let's go to picks real quick. Um,
I should I should have picked with my heart like I started to.
well, you went 2-1.
I would have been 3-0 if
Uh,
I picked the Jets to cover. Didn't they cover?
you got
They won. I mean, yeah,
the
they
Jets,
covered,
yeah,
but
yeah.
They covered. I should have picked their ass. I chose the
Uh,
Bears over them.
you got the boys and the Commanders and the Bears. You took an L there, plus the 1.5. Glenn, you were 1-2.
and
Guess which one you got
same.
right.
Remind me.
Do you remember?
Not at all.
You picked USF, South Florida over
Damn. And
over
they won.
Florida. Yeah, plus the
And they
17
went
and a
outright.
half, and they won outright. So you got that one correct.
Which one did I
You
get wrong?
lost
Because that was the lark.
Kansas, Mizzou, you lost that one. Kansas plus the 6. And
They
you
sure
took the
won that game.
Giants plus the 6 against Washington. You lost there. I
Yeah,
went
that was
two and
close, man. That was right there, man. Oh, bastards.
yeah, yeah. I went 2-1, and actually Colorado, I had them minus the 23.5, and they won by 24.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Kudos.
Wow.
I took the Raiders plus 2.5, got those, and I lost
Fair game.
Miami of Ohio plus the 14. Who did they play last week? I forget now. I lost that game though.
Big Ten team, wasn't it?
Uh,
So Wisconsin?
was it Wisconsin? I think it was Wisconsin. That's what it was.
It was
Wisconsin. Yep,
Wisconsin.
you got it. All right. So let's go to week 2. Glenn, you're one game back in the cellar, so you will pick first. Who you got?
Of course I am. Well, Baltimore coming off that loss, I think they want to stick it to
That was a hell of a
Burrow.
game, by the way.
So,
I believe
and
Derek
Cleveland blew it.
fumbled that damn
They away. Well, you're talking about the Ravens game. I'm sorry.
The
Yeah, they
Ravens
blew it
game,
too.
yeah.
Both teams that could have won are 0-1. Both teams that are 0-1 should be 1-0. So I'm gonna
Cincinnati
take
was
that's a lot
lucky to
of
get out
points,
of there
but I'm
with a
gonna take the
dub, by the
Ravens.
way.
Yes, they
Lucky.
were. Yes, they were. One of the first. You should always pick against Cincinnati week 1. Just pick against them. If they're favorite, pick against them because they're gonna either lose outright or barely freaking win. That being said, I'm gonna take the Ravens minus 11 and a half.
Wait, who are
I
they
am
playing?
also looking
Cleveland.
at Cleveland.
My 11.5. Wow.
Mhm.
Dude,
That's a lot of
I think
points.
they're gonna.
Okay.
I think they're gonna beat them by. I think they're gonna beat them by almost 20 points.
Okay.
dude. I'll tell you who's running suicides and wind sprints and everything. The damn defense.
Did you see Syracuse? That was messed up,
They
man.
got an earful.
They won the game and then had to
They
line
got
up and run sprints. That's crazy.
getting the earful. I am going to take. I think there may be a little overlap with the hangover, not overlap, hangover with that big win against the Ravens. So I'm going to take the Jets at home plus 6.5 against Buffalo. And the Jets was giving Buffalo problems last year.
We cover that
So there's
shit,
a
boy.
matchup thing there.
Bears don't win. It's gonna be
Um,
smoke in the city.
and I got to take hold on, I got to take a college one. I got to get uh, to my college game. It's going to be I got to see what the Tennessee Georgia game is.
Uh,
I
I
forget
got
where it was.
Georgia minus 3.5.
And that's at Tennessee. Uh, so Tennessee's a 3.5 dog. I'm gonna take
Yep.
Tennessee. I'm
Take the
sorry, I don't want to. I
Vols.
don't know. It's yeah. I just got a feeling, man, that Tennessee it's gonna be tough to beat them at home this year. Now on the road against Florida, on the road against Alabama, we'll see. But I think Georgia might just get got.
All right. Um, I think your wins were better, Smoke. So I'm a pick second. Uh, by the way, Smoke, your Grambling Tigers messed me up in real life. All they had to do was hold Ohio State to 56 and a
You had
half,
you
man.
had them under.
I had, yeah.
Oh
I
my
took I
god.
took Grambling minus the 50 or plus the 56 and a half.
Oh my god.
Come on, man. Wasn't asking a lot.
Yes,
That
you
gum
were.
Grambling. But did y'all see Oregon and Oklahoma State?
Oh my God.
Yes.
How's Mike Gundy still have a job after all this?
Jesus. Well, that's cool. When you play quarterback for the school, you know.
I've been here for 40 years.
I'm a man.
I'm a man. I've been here for 40 years.
I'm gonna take Oregon's visiting Northwestern this weekend.
I'll take Oregon.
I'm
Was it
gonna take
minus 32?
Oregon minus the 28 and a half.
It's definitely
I was
Oregon.
joking. They almost were minus 30. I was just joking.
I'm gonna take the Ducks there. Let's see. Um, I know I shouldn't take this. I really do, but I'm gonna do it anyway just because. Um, I'm gonna take Alabama minus the 20 and a half against Wisconsin.
Ooh,
And let's pick an NFL game. Uh, I am going to go that Jets game. That's I like that. Um, I'm gonna take the Niners minus 3 going to New Orleans.
cool.
That's one team I just don't know who they are. The Saints. New head coach. I don't know if they. I
All
don't
right,
know.
Smoke, who you
They're,
got?
they're, they're in between limbo.
Um, I'm gonna go Washington plus the 3.5.
Commanders, right?
Yep.
All right, all right.
I was thinking about going Buffalo minus the 6.5, but then I thought about the fact that they won that game, but their defense ain't do shit. So I'm gonna take the Jets plus the 6.5 too.
The Fighting Fields.
And I'm going to go Tampa plus 2.5 versus Houston.
Yeah, Houston's in trouble, man.
Yeah.
That line is there's a line worse than the Bears. It's Houston.
All right, so Commanders plus 3.5, Jets plus the 6.5, and the Bucks plus the 2.5. Man, I went with all favorites in mind. Jeez, I don't like that. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoking the GM podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also catch us on YouTube, the video version. Go to HP53 Productions on YouTube, and you'll find our podcast there. You'll also find the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs in all those places. Yo, Glenn,
Yep.
please take us out.
Hey, man, it's like we always say here on Easy Smoke and the GM. We ain't saying we're right. We just don't lose the damn game in the fourth.
Well, actually, we did, but
Not
No,
us.
we don't.
we
They
don't.
do. We don't.
We catch you next
Hey
week.
man.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, look, because I know y'all saw I know you saw it as the poster that Kai calling in the 670.
Yeah, I saw it. Yes.
Uh-uh.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
look,
Before we go, yeah.
look, if you don't want your analysts all in the
Wait, you say what?
feeding you
I
false
understand what you
hopes, giving you false narratives. Tune
son-
in to Easy Smoking the GM podcast. Hey man, you ain't see that?
So
I gotta find.
So
Oh,
I,
man, you
I,
got-
I go YouTube and see it.
So yeah, you
Man.
can find it on
On
the
TikTok?
score. Yeah. So caller called in into Mullian and David Hall and blasted David Hall
He went
and Chicago media for forcing Caleb Williams down our throat, saying that he was this generational quarterback and that he was better than Fields. We forced it down our throat, Danny Parkins. And now we got this.
telling us who can throw. He can't. What he say? He can't run a 40 or something. He went off, man.
And Dave, you know what?
went off.
To David Hall's credit, he said, I own that. He was right.
Okay.
Yeah.